What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Faceovermatter. It's your girl Jay here, and in today's video I wanted to share with you guys my film setup. I want to show you guys everything down from my lighting to my little fixtures to my cameras and everything else in between, all the details, all the little knickknacks that help me get my setup looking the way I want it to. So yeah, if you are interested in this video, I just hope that you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and just support your girl. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Jay. My real name's Jalen. You can call me Jay, call me Faceovermatter, whatever you like. I just wanted to show you guys my setup and just, in a sense, try to help you guys if you are an aspiring YouTuber or if you are a beginner at YouTubing and you just want to find different things that will work good for you. Honestly, guys, I do not have a ton of expensive things. I have money, but I do shop on a bargain because I do believe that you can get great quality things, without, spending too much money. Some certain things you will have to spend money on. We'll get into that a little bit later. So if you are interested in this video, go ahead and keep on watching. All right, so first things first. So I want to talk to you guys about my lighting. We're gonna go ahead and get the lighting out the way, and then we'll move on to cameras and lenses and all that jazz. First and foremost, I'm gonna switch to my other camera as I talk, just so you guys can see what's happening. So my first two lights in front of me, I have one to the right of me and one to the left of me. These are Cowboy Studio lights. These I got from Amazon. These, I do not remember the exact price of these, but I will link it. If I can still find it on Amazon, I will link it down below of the exact lights that I have, the bulbs and all that jazz. It'll have the prices and stuff for you guys. These lights I use, as you can see, I take the covers off of the lights. There are 5 bulbs, and of course I use each one. I click them on in the back. On the back side of the lightings, it has 5 little switches, so that way you can click on all of the bulbs, or you can, click some off if you don't want all of the lights on, just depending on what you are filming. Majority of the time I have all the lights on because I want as much light as I can possibly get. As you can see, these little white things, these little sheet cover things that are kind of hanging from my lights, these are the light coverings. They do come with the lights, and at one point in time I was filming with the lights covered. I did have the covers, actually velcroed up there or whatever, but I've gotten to a point there, I kind of feel like it takes a lot of the light away, if that makes any sense. I feel like it keeps me from getting as much light as I possibly can. Also, if you can tell within the lighting, it does have the reflector type of inside of it, just that way more light can bounce off of it. And I feel like, in a sense, having those sheets up there, they're there for a reason, just so you won't be overexposed to the lighting. But I feel like for me, and the lights kind of being pretty far away from me and not directly on my face, I don't want the sheets up there. I want as much light as I can get. I want as much light bouncing off as possible to hit me, just so I can be illuminated and you can see me. So like I said, with these lights, they do come with a stand. Each light comes with a stand, and you do have to piece together the whole umbrella, the whole little box rectangle fixture thing. You have to piece it together. It's not that hard. I remember when I was first messing with it, I did have a little trouble because the little hooks that go inside, the little long string things that hook inside, they are a little bit tough to work with. I don't believe that they'll snap and break, but they are a little tough to work with, but you'll just have to, fix it up in there, but you'll get it. And it probably took me about maybe 45 minutes to put both of the lights up. So together, collectively, it took me a little minute. And also, like I said, I don't remember the exact price, but I will have it linked down below. I may even have it up here on the screen if I end up looking it up while I'm filming or something like that. While I'm editing, I may put it up on the screen, but I don't remember. But I know these are great starter lights. If I know they're no more than $200, so if you're shopping on a bargain to not spend no more than $300, then you're underneath, your budget. You meet the budget. So these are great quality lights. I think they work awesome by themselves. I have used these lights by themselves before, and I got great lighting. But I will show you more here in a minute as to why I wanted more lights. Okay, so moving on, here you can see in the middle, I have one ring light that actually sits in between my 2 big lights that I was just talking about. This light here in the middle is a newer ring light. Now this is a great starter kit ring light. It's on Amazon for about 50 bucks, roughly 50 bucks. The ring light I was using before was a Diva ring light, and those are a little bit more expensive. But if you guys follow up with me on my Instagram, I was was sharing with you guys how I work in a hair salon now, in a nice studio, and I do freelancing makeup in there. So I did take that ring light out of here to the shop. So that one's over there. But honestly, this one that I have in here now, which is actually smaller than my Diva ring light. My Diva ring light was huge, but this one's actually a little bit smaller. But honestly, I like this one better because one, it's brighter, and two, it's not as like that yellow tinted based light. This one gives me that white LED light. You know what I'm saying? You know how sometimes you'll look up something like, oh yeah, I want an LED light, thinking you're gonna get one of those type of whitish bulb lights, but then again, it turns out to be yellow looking or something, and it's not what you want. But that ring light I had used for the beginning process of my YouTube, so it did me some justice. So don't knock it, but it was a great ring light and I still use it. It's an awesome huge ring light, and I've been contemplating bringing it back home and using it here rather than having it at the shop. But just seeing how this newer Neewer, I think it's spelled, even having this ring light here, I think is doing me a lot of justice because it's a lot brighter and it matches my other bulbs. You know what I'm saying? It matches my other lights. All my other lights in here are like that whitish based light. It's not that yellowish type of light. So boom. So if you are looking for a great starter kit ring light, Neewer from Amazon, has one for about 50 bucks. You're gonna love it. It's awesome. It's a good traveling light if you just, you know, if you're traveling somewhere or you really want to carry on a ring light. So the light that is like kind of right in front of me, the rest of the lights that I'm going to talk about from here on out are from Limo Studio. So just a recap, the first lights I was talking about are Cowboy Studio. My small ring light is Neewer. And these lights I'm getting ready to talk about are from Limo Studio. Now, Limo Studio, all the lights that I'm talking about now from Limo Studio, I actually got in a bundle. So on Amazon, if I can find it, I'll link it. I hope it's still up there. I think it is. But Limo Studio had like this lighting starter kit. It was about $150, which I think is an awesome deal, which, you know, including everything that it had. It had 3 different backdrops. It had a white, a green, and a black. I use the white one all the time when I'm trying to do like my, you know, real nice chic-y type of setups or whatever, and I want to use a nice white background. I've used it before. It's awesome. It comes with a background stand. It comes with 2 umbrella lights, 2 big soft like soft box lights or whatever you call it, and it does come with stands. Now, as far as my setup goes, I have it like this for a reason because I don't have a whole lot of room in my studio room, so I have to do what I have to do. Going back to this, so the light that I have in front of me, like I said, is from Limo Studio. This is one of the big lights. This light actually kind of mimics the Cowboy Studio lights that I have that kind of sit up left and right above me. But this one I have right here because I did want some type of light to kind of hit me in the face. Not super overexposed, but just enough to where it can illuminate kind of like underneath and kind of highlight my chest and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Then to the right of me, I have the umbrella light that came from Limo Studio. And like I said, I only have one of the umbrellas because to the left of me is the wall and the window, and I can't fit another one over there. So the room that I'm in is kind of shaped funny, so I have to do what I have to do. But this one is kind of the same reason why I have this one on the table kind of shining at me, because I wanted both lights to kind of hit me on the side. I do have another big, the light that's sitting on the table. I do have another one of those, and I'm trying to find a stand now to where I could put it up to where it can shine down on me from above, which will give me some more lighting. So it just depends on what you want and how you want your content to look as to why all this even matters. If you don't care for all that and you've made your setup work, then stick with it. But this is just what I'm doing, okay? So I have that one and I have that one. Now behind me, I have 2 lights. These bulbs are from Limo Studio. They're a lot smaller. Initially, when I first bought the package from Limo Studio, I thought the bulbs were gonna be really big. Now, I will say the light that is sitting on my desk that's shining up at me, the bulb inside of that one is huge, and that one is actually from Cowboy Studio. That's one of the bulbs that usually kind of sit in the bigger big softbox lights, but the Limo Studio bulbs were really small that came in that bundle, so just be mindful. But they do work really well, so I'm not knocking it whatsoever. It does work well. I just honestly thought the bulbs were going to be huge, but they're actually pretty small. So I have these 2 lights behind me simply because I want behind me and how the camera kind of picks up the lighting, I want the wall behind me to be bright, to be illuminated. If you ever see people using backdrops and you kind of see like a light shining behind them or above them, or kind of two lights shining from either side of them, that's just to help illuminate the background. It's to kind of give your background area something, you know what I'm saying? So it's just not 2D and flat and dark, you know, it illuminates the background. Because if I was to cut these lights off behind me, it wouldn't look as lit up, you know, like just for instance, I'll cut it off just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So as you can tell already, it's not a huge difference, but I'm looking like the camera's picking me up a little bit more orange, and you can tell in the background it's not as lively. So that's the one reason why I like to have those lights on behind me. So let me cut them back on because it's driving me insane. Okay, so do you see the difference? So just having those lights behind me make a world of difference to me. So I love having the lights behind me. Also, as you can see from my vlogging camera, my entire room, when my ex and I were fixing this room up, we painted the room all white. The doors white, all the walls white. We did the floors. The floors aren't like real marble, but it's like, you know, those peel and press tile floor things. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but I got those from Lowe's, and we just kind of measured out the floor, and we put, you know, marble all over the floor. Even in the bathroom back here, we put marble all over the floor, even down to the vents. The vent covers are white. Everything is white. The ceiling is white. My blinds on my window are white. Like everything in here is white. And I purposely made this room white simply because when all the lights are shining, you know, just having it white in here, the light will automatically bounce off of every wall if the light is shining there, just to help, you know, illuminate the room more. So just keep in mind, if you are, you know, if you have the luxury of kind of building your own room and designing it and customizing it the way you want, just keep in mind, you know, having white walls maybe something you want to be a little bit interested in, unless you have super bright lights that's just gonna overpower any type. Even if you had black walls, you'd be okay. Also right here over my window, if you're probably trying to figure out what's this board beside me, that's just a board I got from Hobby Lobby. It's like one of those little project boards that you would use if you were doing a project or something. I just put that over the window seal or whatever, simply because if I'm filming during the day, you know, light is gonna shine through that window, and I don't really care for all the extra lighting coming just from that one side. Now, if I had another window over here, it wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't be really opposed to it. But since I only have this one window back here, kind of shining one way, I just didn't want my lighting to be all, you know, flictated. Also, my film desk is white, by the way, just another little knick-knack I'm throwing in there. Also right beneath me on the desk, I have a reflector. Reflectors, I think, are very essential to filming, simply because having that reflector when all the light is shining on you, even on your desk, having that reflector just allows that light to bounce off of the reflector and bounce onto you. So in a sense, you're having another, quote unquote, another light shining on you, which just gives, you know, your whole entire setup, which just illuminates you sitting here being the, you know, center target. It just gives you more of an illumination. I love using my reflector. I can't film without it. If I don't have it, I just feel so like, ugh. But what I can say is that I've seen people using a sun visor. So if you don't have the extra money to go into an actual reflector, I've seen people use sun visors and they kind of wrap it around like a box or something, and they sit that joint in front of them and they make it work. But honestly, the one that I got is actually, I think, about I may be wrong, it may be $10 to $16. I got mine from Amazon. And I think only the reason why this one was so much, as far as being, you know, almost $20, is because this one has different colors. So there's a silver reflector side, and then if you see on the side, it has a zipper, and if you pull it out, it has a white, a black, and a gold, and then of course the silver reflector part. So I only use the silver. Sometimes I will switch it out and use the gold only for photos. Sometimes for photos, I kind of want that more golden effect, you know, kind of shining on me, so I will use the golden side. But other than that, I usually just use, for filming, I just use this, you know. Alright, so now for lighting, that's all the lights that I use. That's all the lights that I use. Sometimes I will leave the regular house light on in here. It's not really that bright anyway, so it really doesn't make a difference if it's on or not. Alright, so moving on So next is the camera. So I get tons and tons and tons of questions about what camera I use. My camera is the Canon EOS 70D, and majority of the time, even right now, me sitting, I am using the camera lens that came with it. So the regular camera zoom lens, I think I'm reading it is just a 18 to 135 millimeter lens, so it's a regular standard lens that comes with it. It zooms all the way in, it gets real close if you want it to, and it can zoom all the way out and get as much as you need. As of right now, it is partially zoomed in because if I zoom out, you'll see the bulbs behind me and everything else. So I purposely zoom it in just so I can fit. Sometimes I will switch out and use my Canon 55 millimeter lens, and that's simply because when I want to do like an in-depth tutorial of like some eyeshadow or some lashes, or if I just want to be extra and just be zoomed in the whole time talking to y'all, you know, I'll use it. But that lens is really dope. That lens was about $150, about $130. I think I paid about $130, $140. I actually just got a new camera. I just purchased the Sony a5100. This is like that the go-to vlogging selfie camera, the one where the thing flips out at the top. I have to admit, this camera was a pretty penny. I bought it straight out. My total was like $587 and something cents. Like, y'all. But if you ask me, is it worth the $600? No, but I will say this is a really dope gadget. It really, really is. My pictures, taking photos on this thing is a whole new world, I'm telling you. In a sense, it's worth the money. I still don't think it's worth that much money. As far as vlogging goes, it's perfect for vlogging. I have this little thing I got from CVS. It's actually a cell phone holder. The cell phone holder is over there, so you twist the thing on and then it holds your phone in it. So if I want to do like live from Facebook or live from Instagram or something, I'll do it. But you can twist it off, and then this part right here, you can twist to the bottom of your camera. Or if you want, just go and get like one of those expensive tripods. But if you're on a budget, this thing was $10 and it works perfectly fine. Boom, bam, bop, and here you go. So you can vlog, take a picture, do whatever you want to do. The little legs kick out, so if you want to sit it up, you know what I'm saying, you can do that. And another cool thing, before I go, I'm almost finished, I promise. So another cool thing that I'm going to show you guys from the camera, that this is a wireless remote. Now, when I say wireless, it's not wireless, because one part of it has to hook to your camera in order for this part to work. And it does take batteries. It takes AAA batteries. Pop this little joint off and boom, bam, bop. You gotta put the batteries in it. You gotta put the batteries in this and in the other part that hooks to your camera. But you cut this on, and I'll show you guys from the vlogging camera what I'm doing. But you gotta cut this on, cut the other part on, and you know, fix your camera however you want it, and you can snap a picture. You hit this button right here, and you can take a picture. You can hit play from here. You can take a picture from here. So this has really helped me when it comes down to me wanting to take a picture right here at my setup. So if I wanted to pose and back up a little bit, boom, I can use the remote and I can do that. And this has tremendously helped me so much when it comes to taking pictures and filming. This I got from Amazon as well. This was maybe about $30, $40. So yeah, definitely worth the money. I love this thing. It works great. No complaints whatsoever. The thing is that I do have a mic. This mic I got from Amazon as well. The mic was about 40 bucks as well. It works perfectly fine. The only thing I can say about my mic is that when I transfer my clips, I have to fix the sound, because for some reason it only comes out of like one earphone. If you're listening with headphones, it only comes out of one headphone. Not sure what that's about. I don't care. Like I just go in and fix it, and it's perfectly fine. So filming software, Final Cut Pro X. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. So at the end of the day, guys, whatever you want your setup to look like, make it your own. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember when I was first starting YouTube, I was just seeing everybody else's setup, and I wasn't, in a sense, trying to copy them, but I was like, let me kind of bite little pieces and see if this will work. But in a sense, I ended up growing into my own thing and just wanted to do my own stuff. So now I just go with the flow. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Ain't nobody mad, okay? If you want to be a YouTuber, be one. I feel like the hardest thing about starting a YouTube is starting one. It's just simply making your account and just believing in yourself and getting the equipment that you need to make your videos great. and you just being yourself and, you know, being consistent. That's one thing that I have to take my own advice when I say this, but that's one thing that will get you far, as being consistent. But I just feel like at the end of the day, you'll learn things from people who are successful. That's how successful people are successful. They learn things from other successful people. So thank you guys so much for watching. So I hope this was helpful. I hope I wasn't talking too much. I was trying to make this, you know, a little bit enjoyable rather than you just seeing me sit here and talk. So I was trying to give you visuals and all that stuff too. But I hope this helped you guys. So yeah, like I said, I'll link everything down below. If I can find every single thing that I have, I will put it down there in the description bar, just so you can go and click it and purchase it if you want to, or put it, you know, in a wish box or whatever you gotta do, make it happen, okay? So I love y'all so much. I don't mind sharing anything. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I will scan through them and answer as many as I possibly can when I get a chance. And yeah, so I just wanna say thank you guys so much for watching. So as always, if you're new, I'm Jay. And if you're not new, I just thank you so much for supporting me with whatever I do here with my channel. I love each and every one of you to no end. And of course, God willing, I will definitely see you all in my next video. Bye. And we're